All right, to our next story. You know, the pan-Yoruba socio-cultural group Afenifere has weighed in on the disturbing display of foreign flags and the vexatious call for a military comeback by people who were supposed to protest the hard times in our country. So while the group is full of praise for the security agents who treated protesters professionally, it wants the federal government to conduct a thorough investigation on the matter with a view to punishing the culprits. Afenifere touched on other aspects of our national life that require urgent action, including the petroleum industry, food production, and insecurity. Ibinabo.
I totally agree with them, but let's face reality. Those who hoisted the flag, did you take a good look at them? They are not people you would say had a thorough understanding of the implications of what they were doing at that time. But, like they say, somebody the drum beat for that water ice and with they on top of water. Now make they dance. So who are the people who, you know, push them into this act? Because if we just pick up these people, we're not addressing the issue. They must tell.
No, if they squeal on who push them out, we are getting someplace, especially if we go after them.
We should. And also, you see, when a man is vulnerable, it is very easy for anyone to want to conscript him into any group, any bad group. So that is why I like the part that Adam talked about the issue of hoisting a foreign flag in Nigeria. They also mentioned the aspect of the government having the need to look into the issues affecting Nigerians.
Yeah.
Most of the things that were mentioned, especially hunger. Citizen, when man is hungry, and when I say man, I mean a human being.
Including woman.
Including woman. When you are hungry, you are unreasonable.
Okay.
When you are hungry, you are angry. When you are hungry, you are desperate.
Yeah.
So government should take the issue of hunger seriously and begin to do, I mean, what can they do?
Yeah, Afenifere said, look, let's look at the soil.
Yes.
The answer is there.
Yes.
We must go back to the soil, till the soil one more time.
We should.
Yeah, but you are tilling the soil. You can't go back to the soil. I mean, death could be waiting for you there. We just talked about bandits and herdsmen that are...
No. Afenifere tailored these things together. You know, they are all join as...
Yeah, but again, if you don't... sorry for interjecting. If you don't address the issue of insecurity, tilling the soil can be a thing that you can do. Because you can't till the soil alone without other things accompaniments. For instance, for you to go back to till the soil that you're going to be tilling, you have to have safety to till that soil.
I agree.
Not looking behind your shoulder. That's
and more than that,
yes,
mechanized farming is the way to go.
Well, mechanized farming, but not everybody can do that. I mean, subsistence farming in some places, it still keeps some families going. I mean, before now, there were people who were living on agriculture, living on sustainable agriculture. But again,
Charles,
it sent away.
But I'm sure you were here when we talked about Kogi governor.
Yes, we did that. Yes, exactly.
Kogi governor.
Your governor. I was here too.
So they have shown the way.
Well,
Kogi Oyo might be relatively more peaceful, but then Afenifere is saying, looking at the whole picture, and let's set about calling the bluff of this, like the Benue thing we are talking. We can call the bluff.
Okay, calling the bluff. Who will call the bluff? Those who are in authority, who are vested responsibility.
Asking me who is going to bell the cat?
It's a rhetorical question. I'm answering it now. That, for instance, those who have hoisted the flag, you said hunger may have caused them not to understand the implication of that. But what offense is it? It's a treasonable offense, and it is punishable by death.
No. Hold on. You are asked to hoist a flag.
Yes.
I'm sure you are induced.
Well, induced with how much? Maybe monetary.
Do you know the flag you are hoisting? Do you understand the implications?
Well, that is where education comes. Not education, not classroom education. Education people being aware.
Look at your footage.
But again, I personally look at I analyze this critically, and I said, what could have been? Do you know?
Charles, look at those children.
Yes, I know. Yes.
What do they understand is going on beyond, Mama, I'm hungry?
Yes. When you are hungry and then you are giving maybe banknotes and then you are hosting for idea, ask question. But it's somebody who has maybe a modicum level of education. Maybe able to ask, but we are taught in secondary school, green, white, green is our flag. But you are seeing red is not a Nigerian flag. The person will be asking. I mean, education will make you ask such questions, will make you to ask
education will also tell the fellow that the Nigerian armed forces, you know, when the president addresses the nation or is at a public function, there are two flags. The one is the national flag, the green, white, and then the other one
the military, because he's the commander-in-chief.
Armed forces.
Because he is the commander-in-chief.
Armed forces flag.
But you won't have it behind any governor. Because governor, because it's education that brought that knowledge.
Yes.
When the president of our nation, for instance, President Tinubu, when he addressed us, you had two flags, right? One of them is the national flag. The other one is the armed forces flag. Why? Because he's the commander-in-chief of the armed forces.
Or the armed forces colors.
It reminds you, when you see him on TV, it reminds you of his position as, first of all, the president, Nigerian flag, and he's the commander-in-chief of the armed forces.
Because
because I have understanding. That's
Charles,
what I'm saying.
Can you, in your mind's eyes, envision the colors of the Russian flag and the
armed forces?
Yes.
Well, but again,
you understand what I'm saying?
Let me say it again. I have a friend in the north who said, Charles, this thing you are seeing is beyond what you are seeing. This is, mentioned about conspiracy theory. Number one, there are people who are aligned, who have alliance with Niger Republic, who are still smarting from that coup that they said Tinubu, being the chairman of ECOWAS, did not treat it well. Some people could say, okay, this is an opportunity to embarrass the president, to embarrass Nigeria. So there are certain things and there are people who are there who are still saying that they are not part of Nigeria in parentheses, you know. So that's why it is good for Afenifere has called for in-depth investigation.
Yes.
So that we just pass it off as is their children. Because one of the governors in the north, I can't recall that. He said they are children who don't understand the enormity of what they are doing. I said, no, I can't accept that. Somebody made them carry that flag. What are the intentions? What are the intents of that person who gave them that flag? That's the underlying thing we must have to deal with.
And that is the information they must extract from them.
Yes.
So if they are able to do that, and going forward, the governor who came out to say that they're
just kids, they don't know what they're doing.
They're just kids. What is his role?
Yes.
After this period.
That's it.
Because you need to make these children understand why they shouldn't allow anyone
to rabble out. That's why the Pan-Yoruba group is saying, fish them out and punish them.
Yes.
And more so, especially we live in a country that appears to be a place where you don't punish wrongdoing. So if you do so, next time you are going to indulge these children,
you remember the consequences. I agree.
That's the message Afenifere is trying to send.
And it is very commonplace too that we don't get to punish.
No, it's like our middle name.
Yes.
You hardly punish bad.
And if you want to punish, ethnicity will come in. Regional interests come in. Okay, when it happened, for instance, when Boho did this, Sunday Boho, what did you people do? When so people did it, you know, we have all these things.
A question like now only him. And stuff. Well, don't forget the saying once again. In war, you are killed once.
Once, yes.
In politics,
you are killed several times over. Yeah.
Okay, then we'll take a breather here. Go on a break. We should be back very shortly. Please stay with us.